Every era hides a tragedy it refuses to see.
You can't help but make your dick so hard as you
Ours may be the silent epidemic brewing inside a generation of boys who carry shame they never chose. Three crimes converge, not in a courtroom, but in the digital world we built. Crime 1. A culture that turned privacy into performance. Crime 2. Families fractured and fathers missing. Crime 3. The silence that drives young men to end their own lives. The victims aren't the ones posting online. They are the children who inherit exposure. They are the sons navigating classrooms, friendships, and social hierarchies, carrying burdens they never signed up for. OnlyFans launched in 2016 with a promise of empowerment. By 2019, it had 13 million users. 4 years later, over 305 million users and 4 million creators. For many, it symbolized freedom and financial control, but beneath the surface, something darker grew. Children were coming of age in a world where a parent's intimate content could appear on any screen, in any classroom, at any time. Those born during the 2020 boom will be 15 by 2035. The age when identity, reputation, and belonging matter most. They will enter adolescence in a world where visibility, digital permanence, and humiliation collide. And the effects aren't just emotional. A UK Ofcom report from 2022 found that adolescents exposed to parental sexualized content report 40% higher rates of anxiety and social withdrawal. The stress responses mirror what we see in prolonged bullying, cortisol spikes, disrupted sleep, impaired decision-making in the developing brain. This generation will face unprecedented levels of toxic shame, a quiet epidemic still invisible to us now.
Are you guys ever concerned that like your kids will like get bullied in school if their friends find your stuff?
Yes. Yeah, definitely a concern. But like I said, I'm setting myself up for a future. I don't know. I think at the point when I would have to have that conversation with kids, it would obviously be an uncomfortable conversation, but you know, everybody has things in their past that they have to address. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
The first crime is cultural, the erosion of privacy. Platforms reward exposure. Algorithms amplify sensational content. The internet never forgets. Imagine a teenage boy discovering that his parents' private life is now a meme among classmates. The shame isn't his, but it brands him all the same. Psychologists have identified toxic shame as one of the strongest predictors of male depression and suicidal thought. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, social media-related humiliation activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the same brain region that processes physical pain. The pain doesn't fade when the post disappears. It lingers, reshaping confidence, trust, and belonging. Cyberbullying has evolved far beyond the days of MSN Messenger and AOL chat rooms into a new, more ruthless form of social violence that thrives within a digital loop of viral humiliation and ridicule. Pew Research found that 59% of teens who experienced online harassment reported significant mental health impacts, and boys under 18 are disproportionately affected. Worse still, boys who experience this kind of online humiliation are 50% more likely to attempt suicide than their peers. Boys carry this burden in silence. Each whisper, each joke teaches them to disappear a little more. They retreat inward, cautious with trust, guarded with emotion, and in trying not to be seen, they become invisible. The second crime is structural: father absence and fractured homes. According to the US Census Bureau, 24% of American children grow up without a resident father. In the UK, it's 20%, but those numbers don't tell the full story. Among African American children, that figure rises to 65%. For Hispanic children, 30%. For white children, 20%. The reasons vary: separation, abandonment, social collapse, or incarceration, but the result is the same: a missing anchor. Research published in BMC Psychiatry shows that father absence correlates with higher risk of depression, substance abuse, school dropout, and early involvement in crime. The CDC found that children with absent parents are twice as likely to attempt suicide before age 25. And the 2021 University of Cambridge study revealed that adolescents without consistent paternal figures were 60% more likely to report identity confusion and peer-related stress. When you layer the risk factors for both outcomes, single motherhood and adult industry work, including childhood trauma, lower education, family instability, poverty, and early sexual activity, the cumulative impact on forming stable partnerships becomes substantial. Fatherless households often lead boys to seek guidance and validation online. They turn to influencers, streamers, or strangers for the direction and affirmation once found at home. Without a model for discipline, patience, or responsibility, many drift into confusion, anger, or despair. This absence becomes an echo that shapes every decision. The third crime is silence itself. Boys are taught early to suppress emotion, to harden instead of heal. They joke about pain, bury their fear, and vanish behind bravado. Only 1 in 4 men with depression ever seeks help. Boys are even less likely than girls to report harassment or emotional distress. Many die before they are ever diagnosed. According to the CDC, suicide is the second leading cause of death for males aged 15 to 24. The World Health Organization reported in 2023 that young men experiencing humiliation are 3 times more likely to contemplate self-harm. Modern culture tells boys to be unbreakable. In a world that constantly exposes them, when humiliation or loneliness strike, they have nowhere to turn. Behind the statistics are stories of quiet collapse. A text unanswered, a door closed, a life gone before anyone noticed the signs. The digital age amplifies the pain. In the 1990s and early 2000s, adult entertainment was distant, hidden behind studios and stage names. Today, social media collapses the distance. Exposure is immediate, permanent, and global. Teens live online. Reputation is currency. One viral post can define a person's social life for years. Even when content isn't directly seen, the perception of potential exposure creates chronic stress. Every humiliation can be screenshotted, every rumor archived. Reputation now lives in pixels, and identity is a performance. A 2022 study in the Journal of Adolescent Health found that social comparison online increases depressive symptoms by up to 25% in male adolescents. Even the possibility of exposure creates stress and self-censorship. For boys already struggling with absence and isolation, the internet becomes both comfort and a cage, a place that promises connection, but delivers comparison and despair. And here's the cruel irony. Even when boys finally get help, antidepressant medications list suicidal ideation as a potential side effect. The very tools meant to save them can sometimes deepen the darkness. These victims aren't headlines, they're empty chairs in classrooms, families missing a brother, communities grieving sons who never got to become men. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. It's about restoring what was lost: privacy, presence, and purpose. But there's hope. The WHO found that early interventions can reduce suicidal ideation risk by up to 40%. Youth mental health programs work. When we actually invest in them, we can still change course by teaching boys that emotion is not weakness, by rebuilding fatherhood as a social foundation, and by designing technology that values dignity over engagement. And we must speak with unflinching honesty to mothers. When you choose a path that trades your dignity for quick money or momentary escape, the damage does not end with you. It ricochets into the lives of your sons, shaping their identity, their trust, their view of women, and their understanding of love. It tears at the stability of the family and leaves scars that last far longer than the momentary gain that motivated the choice. The truth is harsh but necessary. When survival becomes an excuse for self-serving decisions, the next generation pays the price. The path forward begins with refusing to expose yourself in ways that sabotage your own household's future. Change is possible, but it demands courage, the courage to put legacy above impulse and dignity above desperation, because every silent boy deserves to be seen before he's gone. 3 crimes, 1 connection, a generation of boys caught between exposure and silence. The question is not who to shame, but how to heal. Until next time, remember, some crimes leave no fingerprints, only broken sons.